All right, what's up, everybody? We are live. Charles Leclerc and Ferrari win Monaco to kick off the triple that's going to happen this weekend, or will it happen this weekend? Because, well, we've got rain at Indianapolis. How far will they push it? Will they just push it off till tomorrow? Will they run it later? And if they run it later, will Kyle Larson skip the Coke 600 to win to run to run the Indy 500? That is the poll question. Yes is at 33%, 67% saying he will not skip the 600 to race the 500 as it stands right now. So we'll have to see what happens. I think personally, I think he'll skip the Coke 600 because I think he'll get a waiver from NASCAR. They sort of hand them out like candy anyway to compete in the playoffs and all that stuff. So I think he will, if it happens, he will skip it. That being said, they could call it all the way off. Like they could just call the race off and run it tomorrow. So that is an option as well. The other bad thing about that is if they run the Indy 500, and on a rain delay, it's going to be on USA. A lot of people are up in arms about that. What's the other stuff we need to cover? Dale Jr. is getting the 8 back. Looks like he's going to get the OG 8 back from Teresa Earnhardt. So you'll probably see that in some capacity next season on at least the Xfinity Series car. He's been tied. He says he's open to buying into a Cup team. So do we see? Does Richard Childress? Richard Childress has always been open about this. He said if Dale Jr. wants the 8, we'll give it to him, give it back to him. So if he, gets involved with a Cup team, we could possibly see it there, and definitely we'll see it on a bunch of retro merchandise. We'll definitely see a bunch of retro Dale Jr. merchandise with the 8. So that was the other big thing. And then Austin Hill wrecked Cole Custer under caution. Twitter is melting down about that. The last time that I remember in the Xfinity series, somebody wrecking somebody under caution or making contact with another car under caution was Martinsville with Ty Gibbs. Now, I'm not usually able to watch the Xfinity series every weekend, so there might be one in between. But on that particular occasion, I don't think he was suspended. Twitter wants Austin Hill suspended because they've got a hate boner for Austin Hill. I don't remember anybody getting suspended for hitting anybody under caution or wrecking anybody under caution. So I don't think he'll get that. But what they did do to Ty Gibbs was give him a $30,000 fine, if I'm not mistaken. So I would expect about a $30,000 fine to happen to Austin Hill. But it's NASCAR; they're consistently inconsistent. He might get a lifetime achievement award for driving aggressively. You never know. You never know what NASCAR is thinking there. But I'm looking more toward a fine for Austin Hill for wrecking Custer under caution. I think that's pretty much what he's going to get if I'm going off that. All right, enough of that. Let's get into the preview, and we'll start off with the paint schemes. Big race for paint schemes. They usually go patriotic for the Memorial Day weekend. So we'll start, and there is a link down there in the description. Let me drop it down, not in the description, but there is a link down there in the chat. Let me drop it again just in case you guys missed it. So if you want to follow along, there is the link to follow along with the paint schemes. So let's jump into it right now. Ross Chastain with the jockey. He's got the patriotic paint scheme, got sort of a swooping banner look to the side of the car, and then the folds of honor on the hood, looking really good there. Menards and Duracell. No throwback for Austin Cindric, but the usual colors there on the Menards ride. Austin Dillon, one of my favorite Austin Dillon paint schemes of all times. Bass Pro Shops has really gone all out, I think, this weekend. These are some of the better Bass Pro Shop schemes I've seen, and this definitely a really good looking one for the number 3 of Austin Dillon. The 4-car Overstock getting into the game here with the patriotic scheme. Josh Berry with the stars and sort of a rakish racing stripe on the side of it. Good looking car there. Kyle Larson, of course. Will he drive this car? Will he be able to make this? A lot up in the air. If he doesn't make it, who will fill in for him? But he's got the McLaren orange on his car. Ironically, McLaren's not running that much orange because they're running a Senna throwback in F1. But he's running the McLaren orange for the McLaren IndyCar double effort. So blue and orange, sort of the New York Knicks colors or New York Mets colors for Kyle Larson there. We build submarines with a nice patriotic schemes. Looks a little similar, except they've got a lot more dark red, but it looks kind of similar to Josh Berry's a little bit, but not nothing that would confuse a spotter. The side strakes are, I guess, what I'm talking about there. The Chili's car, always a good looking car for Corey LaJoy. Good commercial there with them too. Zone on the number 8 of Kyle Busch, just the old regular zone paint scheme. Napa going with the digital camo. All black digital camo for Chase Elliott there. Uh, Winchester and Bass Pro Shops, another good looking Bass Pro Shops, like I was foreshadowed with Austin Dillon on the Noah Gregson ride here. Really, really good looking car. Has sort of like a banner look, a red banner look going on the side of his. Mavis Tire is going with the all teal and a little hint of like sort of a mint green in there. We've seen this one time before already, at least, I want to say. And all the body armor, they're going with the Flash IV, so they're promoting their Flash IV deal over there. Let's see here, Fort Mahindra, they went with an all black scheme. They're going with the smarter, tougher compact tractors here for Mahindra USA over there by the 15 on the side of the car. Good looking car. I like that one. The 16 WeatherTech, red, white, and blue. And I think we've seen this one before as well. And then you got Martin Truex Jr. This seems to be a lot of people's favorite. He's got the red, white, and blue, and then he's got a white and gray and dark gray digital camo looking thing on the back, or maybe it's a map, a fishing map. I can't really tell. It's kind of obscured a little bit with the logos and stuff like that, but definitely a really good looking scheme. I'd say as far as the Bass Pro Shops go, I'd say it's either between him and Austin Dillon's car. I like those two. Probably the best. Christopher Bell with the Ream, mostly blue with the stars on it, little red trim, little white trim, good looking Ream car there. The Dex car for Harrison Burton, they're getting into the game here. A bunch of red, white, and blue. I got some red, blue, and white stars on the side of the car for Dex Imaging and Harrison Burton and the Wood Brothers. Joe Logano going with the Shell Pennzoil 22, the normal scheme that he normally always runs. Then you got the Money Line running the WoW. I don't know exactly what WoW is, but Moneyline's running WoW. I guess that's some program within Moneyline for Bubba Wallace. The purple, black, and white car there. Let's see. I'm surprised the U.S. Air Force, this isn't one of the races they run for them. You would think the U.S. Air Force would want this race, but I guess they didn't line it up this year. So I was surprised by that. But U.S. Air Force is on the side right there by the McDonald's logo. So they are on there as a contingency sponsor. William Byron with the Liberty University 24 digital camo, mostly blue, a little bit of red, a few red and white stars on the side of it. It's a good looking car for William Byron. Crycool, we've seen this one before. Bright colored car, not a bad looking car at all. Walmart getting into the game here. They got a little bit of red, white, and blue on their Walmart ride here for the number 34 of Michael McDowell. The 38 aircompressorstore.com of Todd Gilliland. He's getting into the game too. He's got the chrome. He's got the chromed out numbers with his red, white, and blue scheme. So I like that one. Mostly blue and white on that one. A lot of red, white, and blue here for the Haas 41 of Ryan Preece. And then you got the $42 Dollar Tree. We've seen that one before, green and white. Family Dollar, ironic, it's the same company. They're owned by the same company. So it's weird that Dollar Tree is just running like an all green scheme for John Hunter Nemechek. But then they went stars and stripes for Family Dollar here on Eric Jones' car, and he's got Coca-Cola on the hood as well. So it looks like Eric Jones is a Coca-Cola driver, so he'll be in the Coca-Cola driver lineup here. I guess this season. That's the first I'd seen of that. Let's see. Tyler Reddick going with the Beast Unleashed car here. He's going to have to serve a pass through. We'll talk about that when we get to qualifying. Irish Springs for the Kroger 47. No red, white, and blue on that one. Ally is going with a nice, I don't even know what this is, but it's a really good. Ally likes to do like a lot of just jumbled up different shades of colors and textures and patterns, and that's what they've done here. But they've got the dog tags on the Ally A. And it's red, white, and blue, and it's a really good looking car. I'm going to put that as one of my favorites here so far, without a doubt. Kaz Grala looking like a complete United States flag there Austin Dillon in the number 50. I was used to Kaz Grala driving it a few years ago. Ty Dillon in the 50 here with the red, white, and blue flag looking car of Team Amerivet. So there you go. Very fitting sponsor for that one. And that's the name of the team now, Team Amerivet as well. So there you go. The 51 is who is this? Cleaning Authority Ford here. So Justin Haley with he's got the gold rims, and then he's got like a green and navy blue ish on a white car. Let's see, I'm not familiar with that sponsor. Interstate Battery is going with the digital camo or the urban camo for Ty Gibbs there on the back, and then just the all black normal monster hood on the front. But the Interstate Battery side of it, and they also have something back there on the back that I can't really read, but they have something honoring something there on the back as well. True on number 66, BJ McLeod driving for Carl Long this weekend. Good looking car, orange and gray. Get loud from McLeod, everybody. Zane Smith with he's going with a gray, sort of a grayed out, maybe a submarine gray or battleship gray color here on the 71. They've got the stars and property of the United States Air Force on there. So ZS 71 Focused Health looks good. Good looking car for him. 77 Ziegler. They got the yellow Ziegler on the hood, but then from their back, it is a red, white, and blue scheme for Carson Hocevar. Jimmy Johnson going with Advent Health. I don't see any stars and stripes on that one, so he is just going with the normal paint scheme there. They all, of course, have who's riding with them right there on the windshield, by the way. So everybody is participating in some way, shape, or form. And then you got Freeway.com and the 99 of Daniel Suarez. He is just the normal Freeway Insurance logo there. So good looking for the new American citizen there. All right, let's go to the qualifying here. And Ty Gibbs gets the pole. We'll see where all those good looking cars ended up. Ty Gibbs gets the pole. William Byron second. Christopher Bell is third. Martin Truex Jr. fourth. Chase Elliott fifth. Alex Bowman sixth. Ross Chastain seventh. Tyler Reddick eighth. Michael McDowell ninth. Kyle Larson is 10th. If he makes the race, that is all up in the air, as we talked about at the beginning here. Will they postpone the race, or will they just run it tomorrow? That's going to play a huge factor. I think if they postpone the race, I think he's going to run the Indy 500, so he might miss this one. In which case, somebody would have to fill in for him. Justin Allgaier, a lot of people are mentioning because they're a similar height. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens with that whole deal. Do they postpone the race till tomorrow? Do they just postpone the race till 3 or 4 o'clock? Going to be a big decision to be made by Kyle Larson here. Denny Hamlin, 11th. Bubba Wallace, 12th. Josh Berry, 13th. Daniel Suarez, 14th. Kyle Busch, 15th. Ryan Blaney, 16th. Austin Cindric, 17th. Chase Briscoe, 18th. And then you've got, rounding out the top 40 healthy field here at Charlotte, Noah Gragson, Carson Hocevar, Corey LaJoie, Justin Haley, Ricky Stenhouse Jr., Daniel Hemrick, Zane Smith, John Hunter Nemechek, Austin Dillon, Joey Logano, Jimmy Johnson, Brad Keselowski, Ryan Preece, Harrison Burton, Kaz Grala, Eric Jones, Todd Gilliland, Shane Van Gisbergen, BJ McLeod, Ty Dillon, Chris Buescher, and J.J. Yaley. So J.J. Yaley, Ty Dillon, Shane Van Gisbergen, all those guys in here sort of making an extra start. And, of course, Jimmy Johnson as well. And BJ McLeod also. So, all right, let's get into the stats. And the best average finish here is going to be Kyle Busch at 3.7. In the last, I want to say 3 races since February of 2021. This is the 3 races at the Circle Track here at Charlotte, not the Roval. Tyler Reddick is second there with a 6.7. Kevin Harvick at 8.0. So that bodes well for Josh Berry if the setup works just as good as it did at Darlington for him, if they use the same one. Ricky Stenhouse Jr., average finish of 8.7 here. So this is one of the good tracks for Ricky Stenhouse Jr. And you see Kyle Busch up there also with a good average finish. Do they get together again, or do they both race at a track that's really good to them? We'll have to see. That'll be a storyline as well. Alex Bowman at 9.0 is your 5th best. Zane Smith with his 1 start at a 10.0. So look out for Zane Smith. Maybe he gets the ship righted here. Austin Dillon at a 12.3. That one sort of jumps off the page at you. William Byron at a 12.7. He's 8th. Kyle Larson, 9th, at a 13.3. And Chris Buescher is your 10th best at a 14.4. Ryan Blaney of the drivers in this race at a 14.3 would be your next best here in 12th place. And if we go to top 5s here, William Byron and Kyle Busch with 2 apiece out of the 3 races are going to be your leaders there. So let's jump over here to laps led, where Kyle Larson has 379 laps led by far, because I like to look at laps led. That tells you who's normally like really, really good here. Ryan Blaney is next there, followed by Ross Chastain. Don't sleep on Ross Chastain. Haven't heard a lot of people talk about him at this race. This could be the race where Ross Chastain gets it back on track. Not that he's having a bad season, but I would expect him to have a win at this point. Chase Elliott, 114 and 111 for William Byron as well. So there you go. There is your preview Let's go to the power rankings from driveraverages.com. 109, Tyler Reddick, Kyle Larson, Kyle Busch, and William Byron, as well as Ryan Blaney, are going to be your top five as far as their power ranking goes. Of those drivers right there, I'm going to go Tyler Reddick or William Byron wins this race. Outside chance of Ryan Blaney. He's really good here as well, but I'm going with either William Byron or Tyler Reddick to win this race. I mean, flip a coin, but those are going to be my two favorites. Now, if I had a sort of a wild card pick or somebody that I would just throw the wild card at, I'm going to go with Ty Gibbs. He doesn't have a great finish average here, but he is really good at this track, and his car is really fast. And if you looked in qualifying, he was able to just his car just looked better than everybody else's. So I'm going to go with my wild card is going to be Ty Gibbs there. So yeah, that's my thinking on that. All right, let's jump into the chat and see what you all want to talk about. Once again, poll question. Looks like rain. Will Larson skip the 600 to race the 500? 54% right now are saying yes, with 28 votes in as we speak. And let me go. I'm going to start here to where I drop the paint schemes, and we'll start the conversation here with the chat. Good to see Leclerc win the Monaco Parade, his home race. I love Monaco, but F1's racing product overall right now is terrible, says Napa Racing Fan. I don't know if there's anything you can really do. Monaco, you can do whatever you want to for the cars. Monaco is going to be Monaco, so I'm not going to judge off this race. But yeah, I think F1's always been like that for as long as I can remember, so I don't know. Leclerc didn't win today. Leclerc kicked butt, total annihilation. Yeah, he wore him out. Once he decided to go, he opened up about an 8-second lead, I think is what he won the race with. Howdy from the Great White North. Ricky Rudd into the Hall of Fame, says Robin Marks. What's up, Robin Marks? What's up, Canada? Napa Racing fan saying we should have the Bass Pro Shops racing family like Coca-Cola used to do. They have Chevy, Ford, Toyota. What more could they want, says Napa Race fan. Coca-Cola still does they still do the racing family or whatever. I guess they don't do the commercials anymore, but you do still have the Coca-Cola racing family of drivers or whatever. And it looks like I said, like that's the first I saw of Eric Jones. Looks like Eric Jones is in the mix for that now as well. I think they added Chase Elliott last year, so I have to look at a updated list of that. Speaking of which, I can do that right now. We'll just jump into it right now. (2024). So it looks like Denny Hamlin, Joey Logano, Chase Elliott, Austin Dillon, and Daniel Suarez. And like I said, on the hood of Eric Jones' car this weekend is a Coca-Cola logo. So it looks like Eric Jones is in the mix as well. So there you go. Looks like we got 6 drivers in the mix from what I'm seeing on the hood of Eric Jones. So we'll see if he gets any Coke promotion here going forward. Howdy y'all. I'm Canadian, but my uncle was a Vietnam vet, says Robin Marks. We appreciate his service, and this is definitely the day to remember him for sure. So much appreciated. 4 different winners this year in F1. I thought it was Max Verstappen series. Still, before winners is kind of unbelievable, says Napa Racing fan. Yeah, I think the current Red Bull car is really good at certain tracks, and they're just focusing on those certain tracks, and then the tracks that they're not good at, they're just managing what they do at those tracks. And I think today was a classic example of that. Martin Truex Jr. and Noah and Austin Dillon have my favorite schemes of the 600. Bowman as well. I'm with you, B. Those are probably my top ones. I would throw Ross Chastain's in there. I like Ross Chastain's scheme as well. And once again, if you look up there earlier in the chat, I dropped that. I guess I can drop it again. But yeah, there you go. So there you go. If you want to look at the paint schemes we're talking about, I dropped them one more time so you can look at them. SVG top 10. Let's go. And a Kiwi 1-2-3 finish at Indy, says Dogfish. Hey, that's highly if they run Indy today, that's definitely highly possible. SVG top 10, I think that's possible as well. He got a lot of good practice yesterday in the Xfinity Series running that race, so I think he'll be ready to go today. Wonder if NBC will actually push the 500 to USA with NBC scheduled to show the end of the Senior PGA Championship later. They've already said they're going to push it to USA. They've already made that call. They made that call maybe a day or two ago was when I first heard about that. And people were already melting down about it then. People will melt down about it because I feel like the vast majority of people don't actually know about it. And I think you're going to get a lot of pushback if they do that. I think their best, if they can't get the race started by 2 o'clock, I think their best, well, maybe because they. I think their best bet, if for ratings and all that stuff, is to run it on Monday. So that I don't know. We'll see what they do. You guys keep me updated. Obviously, I'm live streaming, so I can't see exactly what's going on. So if they call it or anything like that, let me know down in the chat. It just started sprinkling here at my house. I'm about an hour and a half east of Indianapolis Speedway, says T Van. Hi, y'all from North Idaho, says Cassandra Keller. What's up, Cassandra? Hope you're doing good. What's up, North Idaho? And put up with Pipsqueak Patrick on Sunday morning. Yuck, says William Wagaman. Drivers only took place yesterday. 500 Coke, 600, and 12 hours of Sebring are almost there. Well, I would agree. Actually, I just would put all of those in there. I don't feel the need to cut out any of those races at all. I would also throw the Chili Bowl and Eldora in there as well. I forget what the name of the big race is at Eldora, but I would throw that one in there as well. And I'm probably missing some, but I would have to put those in there as well. Napa Racing Fan, have your I have four too. One was run last night for me, 100 for dirt late models, of course. The Daytona 500 third, Knoxville Nationals for sprint cars. Bob Weikart, I hope I said that right. Memorial at Port Royal, says William Wagaman. Maybe Harvick should drive the 5. I don't know if they've still got the seat, so it'll just depend on who can fit in that seat. I know AJ. I know Justin Allgaier can. AJ Allmendinger actually can fit in that seat too. So we'll see. Is this a race? I forgot already. Let's see here. Hold on. Hold on. Yeah, he's not in this one. So yeah, SVG's in the 16. So yeah, AJ Allmendinger would be another one. He could fit in that seat as well. So either AJ Allmendinger or Justin Allgaier would be my two guys that pop into my head. Uh, Cole Custer can fit into it too, but he's a Ford driver, so I don't know how that would work. Let's see. Butterbean McQueen won Tri County last night, says Bumblebee for sure. Cars Tour, getting it done as always. Limit, not lemon, like the Formula One race this morning. I got you. A lemon, like the Formula One. So we'll see. We'll see. Hopefully, no lemons for the rest of the racing weekend. Chase Elliott has the best paint scheme, says Joseph Wooten. So he likes the digital camo, the black digital camo going on with Chase Elliott there. Someone needs to warm up Austin Hill's baby formula, these Xfinity races, says Brian Chastain. And yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think he'll get a fine. So back to the Austin Hill deal. I think he'll get a fine, but I don't think he will get necessarily. I don't think he'll get suspended. Like a lot of people on social media want him suspended and stuff like that. And part of that is because Austin Hill is just one of those dudes that triggers. He triggers like nobody else. So that's part of that as well. Let's see. It really sucks. But I think he'll get like the $30,000 fine because that's what Ty Gibbs did last time he made contact under a yellow or red flag condition. So I think you're looking at more of a fine there than maybe a suspension, but we'll see. It really sucks that all it takes is a little bit of rain to completely destroy a year for hype for Larson running the double. Yeah, I mean that's the risk you run in all of motorsports whenever you try to do something like this. But hopefully, here's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping, and maybe I need to do another poll question. I'm hoping the Indianapolis 500 rains out so that we can still see him at least run both races, even though it won't be on the same day. But I don't know. Looking at the weather channel for Indianapolis, it does not look great. So hopefully it rains out. Hopefully it rains out at noon. Their ratings are just going to suffer. So if you do it on Monday, I feel like that'll actually bump the ratings up. So we'll have to see what happens. Austin Hill is a big bully, says Napa Racing Fan. That's what I said. Like I said, he triggers a lot of people. Like a lot of people don't like him. To me, he's just another guy that drives aggressively. But it is what it is. He's sort of like he's the guy that drives aggressively that people don't like. Sometimes there's a guy that drives aggressively that people do like. It's situational. It's situational. He's the guy that people don't like. Any last place prediction, BB? Oh, that's a good. That's a let's see here. Let's go. Oh yeah, and I forgot to mention Tyler Reddick is going to have to serve a pass through, but it's a 600-mile race. He should be able to make that up at some point. So Tyler Reddick, even though he's got a really good qualifying position, he's going to have to do a pass throw. So he's going to start shot on the field. JJ Yaley, Chris Buescher. Oh, Chris Buescher's back there too. Had an issue, I guess, in qualifying. Um, hmm. Got some heavy hitters here. You got JJ Yaley in the Beard Vet Coffee Chevrolet. And then you got Ty Dillon in the 50. And you've also got BJ McLeod's in this race. I want to say, where's the 66? Yeah, so there's the 66. So you got Dillon, McLeod, or does somebody wreck out? It's a 600-mile race. I'm going to say somebody wrecks out. And who's got the worst ADD in all of the Cup Series? I'm going to go either Zane Smith or John Hunter, and they're right beside each other. I'm going either Zane Smith or John Hunter Nemechek. I don't think Zane Smith has ADD as so much as he's had bad luck this season, but John Hunter Nemechek has ADD, and he does something crazy. 600 miles, no way. If he finishes this race, it'll be a minor miracle. I'm going the 42 finishes dead last year, and that's just me guessing. So there we go. Donnie S is going with JJ Yaley. What's up with the number 8? And Dale Jr. says first last. He's got the they applied to get the rights back. Teresa Earnhardt let go of it, so he's getting the rights back to that. So yeah, you'll probably see it at least in the Xfinity series. They'll probably do a bunch of retro merchandise with it as well. So yeah, that broke Friday after I made my episode. So let's see. BB is going to sing "Back Home Again" in Indiana. I don't even know the words to it, so or any of the pacing. I'm no Jim Neighbors or Lugs Harvey, whatever you want to call it, Gomer Pyle, whatever you call it. That New York racing car is absolutely awful, says Donnie S. Yeah, but that being said, I think a 600-mile race, I think somebody's either going to have mechanical failure or wreck, unless it's them. What if they have mechanical failure or wreck? So that's a fair point there. That's a tough call. That's a tough call. And it's they go by something else now for better sponsorship opportunities. They're a Merivet, I want to say. So yeah, I would say it's going to be a close battle between Ty Dillon and the 42 and the 42. Yeah, I'm thinking that's going to be a tight battle for first on Earth 2. John Hunter Nemarek says Bumblebee. William Wagman going with the championship and some other emojis. And the peace and the goat, says William Wagman. Appreciate you there, William Wagman, as always. Did you see where Bob Pockrass got his own shirt? They got his face from Wilkesboro, says Bumblebee. Yeah, that was John Hunter Nemechek doing a little bit of a light trolling. He made his own custom T-shirt of Bob Pockrass there, so he got that going for him. I wonder if they'll make that available for purchase. Maybe Bob wants to pay off Ricky Stenhouse's thing. He mentioned that Ricky Stenhouse should auction off those bright greenish, safety yellowish looking shorts to help pay off the fine. Well, maybe Bob can get the rights to that T-shirt and sell those T-shirts to help people pay off the fine for the Ricky Stenhouse deal. So hopefully they can get that done. So hopefully they can get that done while that's happening. Let's see. I say 7-time JJ finishes last tonight and first on Earth 2. Oh, that's a good possibility too. He's had some bad luck too. So yeah, Jimmy Johnson will be another one to consider for Brock Beard's last car or finishing first on Earth 2 as we do over here. Would be interesting if Larson stays for Indy, but has trouble in the race after skipping the 600 as a points leader. Let's see here. Yeah, man, I don't know. Like and I agree with you. It would suck if he did that, but you're only going to get so many chances to run the Indy 500 and good stuff. So I think he's going to stay and do the Indy deal. If they can get it in. Now, if they're smart, they'll just go ahead and cancel it early. If the weather is looking bad, like they say. So I don't know. I say let's see. Harvick poking fun at Stenhouse shorts yesterday was funny. Everybody was having a good time with those shorts. I don't know what was Ricky Stenhouse Jr.'s thought process. Like he knew this was going to get there's no way he didn't know this was going to get a lot of press. And he decides to go with those shorts. Was he trying to make a fashion statement? Like, is that the battle attire that you want to be remembered in? Like, what if he like, you always got to think about it two ways. Like, you always think you're going to go and you're going to hit the dude and you're going to win. But you got to think about it. What if you get hit and you lose? So there was a chance that this goes real sideways. Like what if he gets what if the guy from Justin White, what if Justin White wasn't a nice guy and just held him down and pushed him? What if Justin White got mad and just really decided he was going to defend his driver? Then you've got Ricky Stenhouse in those really dumb looking shorts getting his tail whooped. So even though him landing on the tires like that was pretty bad too. So not only do you have terrible looking shorts on, but it could have gone completely sideways too. So and that's one of those things. It's like the Noah Gragson haircut when he got smoked in the face by Ross Chastain. Not only did you get smoked in the face by Ross Chastain, but you had probably the world's worst haircut of all time. So you've always got to factor that in. You've always got to factor that in when you're getting into these fisticuffs. Let's see if Junior does get a cup team. Who do you think his driver would be? He said on his podcast he wants Martin Truex Jr. So he probably either him, Noah Gragson, or Josh Berry. Flip a coin, a three-sided coin, roll a dice, maybe. I don't know. Let's see. Noah Gragson would be, says Bumblebee, maybe Martin Truex for Junior. Jeff Gordon just said it's a 2-year deal, so they're going to do it again next year. So okay, so in that case, I think he would actually stay again because it's a 2-year deal, and you want to make sure that they come back for maybe a third year, so make it good for him. So I think he would actually stay with the IndyCar deal because he knows he's good over here in NASCAR. So yeah, that doesn't change my mind at all. And like I said, if you know you've only got 2 shots at the Indy 500, you got to take both of them. IndyCar wanted drama. They will wait until the last minute to postpone it. Says Joseph Wooten. I don't know about all that. I think they'll cancel it early. That way you can get everything set up if they cancel it. Now, if they actually want to get the race in, which I assume they would, like you can't just look at it from Larson's perspective. I assume that they want to get the race in today. I think that's a terrible move by them because it's going to be on USA. It's not going to be as well viewed. People aren't going to be able to find it. And the people that do find it are going to cry about it being on USA. And the people that can't watch it because it's on USA are going to be mad because they can't watch it. I think their best bet is to run it tomorrow. If they can't get I don't know what the weather's doing right now. Obviously I'm streaming. If they can't get it done today, they just need to go ahead. And I don't know. It just depends on the weather situation. If they can get it started by like 2:00, 2:30, I think they'll be good all the way around. But you don't want to go head to head with the Coke 600. You don't want to be on USA unless if they started at 2:00, they'd still be on USA. I don't know. There's a lot of stuff going on. To me, if I'm IndyCar, I don't want to be on USA. That's basically I want to be on network television. So I think Monday is the better bet. But we'll have to see what they do. Looks like Junior got the 8. Cue the JMR to Cup. Conspiracy train ramping up. Cue the JRM to Cup. Conspiracy ramping up. Yeah, I mean he's recently on his podcast said that he would be open to buying into a team now, as opposed to where he wanted to control the entire charter. And the really interesting one to me is JTG Doherty, because if he buys into JTG Doherty, you know that's just going to be a 5th Hendrick car, right? Like it's just going to be a 5th Hendrick car. To me, there's no doubt about it. So that is a good, whatever they call JTG Doherty. I'm just going to go with JTG. We'll just go with the 47. So if he buys into the 47, that one's interesting to me because then it's sort of like, and I say this as the Wood brothers when they had Ryan Blaney, the Wood brothers when they had Paul Menard, the Wood brothers when they had Matt DiBenedetto. They were a playoff contending team. I think the 47 could be a playoff. They're already a playoff contending team. But imagine the closer alliance you would get there with Hendrick, with having Junior there. I think that would be huge. And then, of course, Richard Childress has always been very open. He said if Dale Jr. wants the 8 back, we'll give him the 8 back. So that would be that. I like to see Larson run IndyCar at Iowa and Texas, says JFB. I don't know. He likes to race a lot of stuff, so I'm not going to say it's out of the question, but I'm going to say it's unlikely. What's up, Shaw? Good to see you on here, my friend. Jamie Schweitzer, poll question suggestion. How many non-stage ending cautions tonight? A, none. B, less than 4. C, 5 to 9. 10. D, 10 or more. I'll put that one up here maybe in a minute if we go much longer. But looks like we're hitting the end of the chat as we speak. So might save that one for the for another race here. It's raining in Indy, says PC Gone Rogue. Yeah, so that's going to be the big question. Do they postpone it for later, or do they just go ahead and call it and run it on Monday? What's up, BB? The greatest day in racing is here. Unfortunately, Mother Nature being a that sucks for Larson especially. Yeah, I agree. Hopefully he can get it in. I mean, the 78 car as a third RCR car was their best car, and the 78 was the fifth JGR car. Worked out for them too. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, as long as it's a true partnership, a true alliance, I think it can work out for them. What if Ricky? What happens to Ricky if Junior gets the 47? Well, he just signed a 3-year contract, so no matter what happens, he's getting paid for 3 years. I imagine he would be the driver for 3 years. I'm thinking if Junior buys into it, though, I think the 47, I think that would be a rare situation where they go and get an extra charter with all the Stuart Haas stuff up in the air. So I think it would actually become a 2-car team. You'd have like the 47, and then you would have presumably the 8 car or the 08 or the 88 or whatever they would decide to run over there. Austin Hill is the big bully. Will he get a penalty for his actions? I think he'll get a penalty. I think he'll get a fine, just like Ty Gibbs did. I'm just going back to Ty Gibbs because that's the last one I remember. 2020, 2021, somewhere in there. Maybe 2022. I can't remember. I'm terrible with years. I do like how you skirted around HB being the only recent WBR driver that isn't a playoff contender. Harrison Burton is not produced. I'm not backing away from that at all. Harrison Burton, I think he's got talent. I think he was rushed up to the Cup Series way too fast. Like he needed at least 2 more seasons, in the Xfinity Series. But that being said, I understand the rationale. Like when you brought him in, that car was new to everybody. So that was going to be an equal learning curve for everybody. I just don't think his overall racecraft was where it needed to be, period, to be in the Cup Series. It's just a different animal. Like there's late model racing, and then there's Cars Tour late model racing. That's a huge jump. There's the same thing with Xfinity, and then you jump up to the Cup Series. I think that is a huge jump. So like I said, I think him going back down to the Xfinity Series would probably be the best thing for him. I think he would go down there, get some wins, build his confidence back up. And that probably would be the best thing for him. A lot of people forget, but good point, Charlotte. I did completely just skip over him without mentioning why I skipped over him. So good point there. A lot of people forget that this Larson double is a 2-year deal. It's Larson's choice if he wants to run again, but the option is there. Yeah, so hopefully he runs it again. And I think if he runs it again, that's what leads me to believe he'll stay. I know he's going to want to run it again next year. Like there's no doubt in my mind. The guy wants to race every day, all the time. So I think he runs it again next year, and I think he's trying to make this work so that he can get a 3rd, 4th. I think he wants to do it every year that he can. Let's see. Any fights tonight? I don't know. I don't know. Like no clue. It's NASCAR, so there's always a chance. Is it true? I heard that NASCAR and Charlotte have a boxing ring set up there. No clue. I know they backed up a concrete truck as sort of like a joke. Backed up a concrete truck to the under the track tunnel that lets the drivers out when they wreck. So as a joke. So they're gonna concrete all the tunnels at all the tracks was a joke there. So everybody has to stay in there when they wreck each other. Will Busch replace Xfinity Series as a title sponsor for the 2025 season? I think it would be cool if they did. We'll have to see. He wasn't performing up to the level of KBM Trucks or JGR Xfinity Series program. Who the heck thought moving him up the Cup was going to be a good idea, even with that blank slate of a new car? Yeah, I'm with you. I think it was pretty obvious that he was rushed up. But that being said, I can't blame him for it because he's a young kid, and as a young kid, you're always going to believe in yourself. You're always going to think you're ready. We've all been young kids, right? You don't know what you don't know. And then you get there and you're like, oh, holy crap. This is, I was not ready for this. And I'm not comparing him to Joey Logano, but you see how good Joey Logano is. Well, when Joey Logano got the Cup, it was a culture share. Reason he drives rough, but those first few years in the Cup Series, even as talented as Joey Logano was, he was ready from a talent perspective. He was not ready for the culture of the Cup Series at that time. So that's what I'm saying. Sometimes even if you have the talent, and I want to be very clear, I'm not comparing talent. I'm just saying they were both rushed up. So even if you have the talent, it is still hard, is what I'm. If your talent is not necessarily there yet, or your racecraft is not necessarily there yet, It's going to be even worse. And I think that's the situation you're seeing with Harrison Burton. I think he goes back down to the Xfinity Series, and I think he gets a lot of experience, and he'll be good to go after that. I watched a boxing match before the Coke 600 in Charlotte. Says Jamie Schweitzer. So there you go. I don't know if they've got it set up today, but I know they've had all kinds. Charlotte under Humpy Wheeler, they promoted all kinds of stuff back in the day. So it wouldn't surprise me anything that happens over there. All right, looks like we reached the end of that. So I'll catch you guys after the Coke 600. It'll be interesting to see what they do at Indy. As far as the poll question goes, 58% said yes. Looks like Rain, or looks like Rain. Will Larson skip the 600? 58% saying yes. 42% said no. So yeah, and there we go. Jeff Gordon just said in an interview, the Indy 500 is Larson's top priority. He'll make it to Charlotte at some point. So there you go. He's gonna run. Wicked Mana, clearing it up here. So there you go. Indy is the priority, and that makes sense because of all they put into it. All right, I'll catch you guys after the Coke 600, probably an hour after the Coke 600. So see you then. Peace.